You guys are incredibly generous the way you listen. I'm here pausing, not even knowing what I'm talking about, and you guys are listening as if I'm going to say something brilliant, and I'm not. Thank you. Thanks for making this more than bearable. Thank you. So here's what happens. I get arrested in a crack house by a SWAT team, and all my money's gone. I can't go back to university because I don't got the tuition. And I open up a newspaper, and I got to start looking for a job. That sucks. Like looking for a job when you don't want to. And I see this big ad, and it says, "Are you spinning your wheels?" Was I spinning my wheels? Like, what did I just do with my life? I was going to be a professional musician, a studio musician. I was going to be a rock star. Why would I want to be a rock star, by the way? Because I hated myself, and I thought if a lot of people looked at me and loved my music, they'd love me. That's why I wanted to be a rock star. And the ad was to be what was called a corporate headhunter, to be an executive recruiter, to be somebody that gets paid to recruit top people out of one company and convince them that when they're happy to go join another company. And then if you do that, you make some good money, like $10,000 minimum. And so I went for the interview. They weren't going to hire me because I had no self-confidence and self-esteem, and they said, "Thanks for coming, we'll get back to you." When they say thanks for coming, we'll get back to you, are they going to get back to you? No. So I felt like I was fighting for my life, and I said, "Hold on." And then I don't know what the heck I said, but I said, "I will be in the top 10%. You have to hire me." And I was like, "You got 100 people here? I will make in the top 10%. I'll be one of your top producers in less than a year." And all of a sudden he said, "Hold on." And then he had someone else come and see me, and then another vice president, and then the president. Next thing I was hired. And as it turned out, I sucked. They said, "You got 3 months to close a deal. If you don't, you get fired." I took 5 months and they didn't fire me. Why? Because even though I sucked, I worked harder than anyone. I was there in the morning till night, every day. Mind you, a lot of what I did too was like lying. I'd be calling like a company. I'd say, can I speak to is the human resource manager in? They say, "Yes, I'll put you through." And I would say, "Oh, what time should I call back?" They say, "No, she's in. I'll put you through." "Okay, I'll call back then." Because I was so scared of talking to people. But sometimes they'd force me and I'd have to talk to people. The good news is, at the end of the year, I was in the top 10%. I closed my first deal and I had confidence. And then I became a top producer. I left that company to join another company. And then I started up my own company called the Executive Network. And I was, making good money, like over $100,000, had staff working for me. And I was sober now because now I transferred the addiction to drugs to success, to business. I became, how many know people that are workaholics? You can be very successful as a workaholic. I was. I had a Jaguar, a guy that grew up in the projects, a Jaguar, a high-end car. I had a car-shaped watch. I had custom clothing with my logos on it. But did I love myself? I still hated myself. I couldn't stop my brain from telling myself what a loser I was. But I try to just keep fighting not being a loser by being more successful than anyone. On Sundays when we couldn't work, you couldn't get a hold of people, I drive in my Jaguar. How many people know what a Jaguar is, first of all? It's like a Mercedes. It's a very, very nice, expensive car. On Sundays, I don't say this to impress you at all, but what I would do on Sundays, I'd be so bored I couldn't stand the way I felt, and I don't do drugs anymore, and I don't smoke, and I can't stand the way I feel, and I can't work, and I can't distract myself, and there's only so much TV and junk food you can take to try to make yourself not think. Then I go for a drive in my car for one purpose. I can't wait until I get to a red light so the guy next to me can see how much more successful I am than he is. Like, I'm not kidding. I just, oh, a red light's coming. Oh, wait, oh, he's, oh, Pinto. Oh, you should be like me, loser. I'd look at everybody who had a car less than mine as being a loser. Who did I really think was a loser? Yeah. So I was a success for a period of time, made lots of money. I was, I broke a lot of records in what I did. And one day, an old friend of mine, I hadn't talked to in about a year, gets a hold of me and says, because we had a falling out, we had a fight of some sort. I don't even remember what it was about, but he called me and said, I miss you and I love you, and I'm sorry. And I'm like, dude, I'm coming to see you right now. I love you too. I'm leaving now in my Jag. So I've been off drugs for probably 2 years. No alcohol, no drugs. That's the only way I make a lot of money, is when I'm doing no alcohol, no drugs, no cigarettes even. Even the cigarettes suck out my energy. But I'm at the top of my game, and I go see my friend. His name's Zev. And I go there, and he's not there. His wife answers. I said, where's Zev? And she said, oh, he's gone to go get, to celebrate. Go get was code word for he's going to go get some crack. He's not a crack addict like I was, but, he just wanted to party with me. He could handle the crack the odd time. He went to go get. That's what we said because we were too ashamed to even say the word crack. Crack is just, it's not a real positive word. We say, we're going to go get. And I said, I can't stay here, Alana. I got to go. I haven't done drugs. I've been clean for 2 years. Look at my car. I'm making so much money. Look at my watch. I'm doing so amazing. It's all because I don't do drugs anymore. I got to go. I was scared. I got to go. I got to go. She says, no, please. He loves you. Please. He'll be right back. Just stay for a minute just to say hi at least. And I say, okay. I think I can handle it. So he comes. And I'm really proud of myself. He starts smoking crack, and I'm not. But I'm restless. You know that feeling? Just can't be with this? Uncomfortable? And so I say to him, how about you give me a drink? And he just gives me one drink of vodka. Just one drink of vodka. And I felt a little bit of comfort. And then I left and I didn't do any crack. At the time I was married, and I went home to my wife and I said, you're not going to believe this, honey. I don't have a drinking problem. I just had a drink, one drink, that's all I had, and I don't want another one. I went and spent time with my friend. He smoked crack. I didn't. I can drink. And from that day of that first drink, I went right back in, within a month, I went right back into all my addictions. Cigarettes, more weed, more cocaine, more crack cocaine. I'm getting violently abusive. I'm hitting my wife, and I'm divorced in less than a year.